Hi again, and welcome to the next installment of DIY or Die. Tonight would have been the night of the burn at Burning Man IRL, but because of COVID and the state of the universe, it's only happening in Burning Man virtual reality, so the Burning Man metaverse. In honor of the burn, I would like to show you some very important skills I've learned. It's how to work with rebar. So rebar is a really common construction material. You see it everywhere. It's good to know a couple of things about this thing. And I'm sure there's a ton to know about it, but in this video, I'm going to show you two things that I've learned. First, they make great tent stakes and structure stakes for structures that have to endure really intense wind. And the second thing is they're hard as fuck to get out of the ground. So without some mechanical assistance, you're really stuck. Basically, I'm going to show you what to do and what you need to know about how to get these things out of the ground. First, you're going to need something like this. It's a 36-inch crowbar. It's 91 centimeters. You're going to need a galvanized I&I swivel, and try to get one as strong as you can get it. And you got to make sure that your crowbar fits inside of this thing like that. You're also going to need a brick, a pair of locking pliers, a small piece of wood like this, and sometimes these guys are really hard to get out of the ground. So you might need a car jack like this to help you out. If you're putting a lot of pressure on these parts, make sure you use your head. Think about what you're doing, because if you're putting a ton of pressure on one of these and something slips, you could really hurt yourself. So as you're applying pressure, make sure whatever body parts and objects are in the way, make sure if they slip, you're not going to hurt yourself. You also need to be wearing sturdy shoes, gloves, and of course, eye protection. Let's get started. First, clear the area. Next, lay the brick behind the rebar. After that, put the loop as low as you can on the rebar, and then clamp the I&I in place as securely as possible. You really don't want it to slip. See how there's an extra nub on this side right here? This side can actually help you catch on to the rebar. So you want to put the nub on the same side as the rebar. Now put the crowbar through the other eye and place it over the brick. Make sure that everything's in place and start lifting the crowbar. If it's too much work to lift the crowbar, it's time to use the car jack. Place the wood on the ground and then place the jack on top of the wood. Then set the crowbar on top of the jack. The further away the jack is from the rebar, the more force you'll be able to apply, but also the more you're going to have to lift up the car jack. The closer the jack is to the rebar, the less force you're going to apply, but it's also easier because you don't have to lift the jack up as high. Once you've lifted the rebar a few centimeters, readjust the clamp. You should only need to use the jack once or twice to loosen the rebar. Every few centimeters, just readjust the clamp and lift again. You'll have that rebar out in no time. Thanks for watching, and fuck your burn.